Hello. Welcome back
There's the hands. I love.
to Audio Inc., the podcast where we talk about music, entertainment, local entertainment. I haven't been here in almost 2 months.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. I was on that holiday hiatus and I didn't want to come off of it.
Well,
but we had us some car issues last week that set us back a little. So I had to pick up another little spandex shift. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I told everyone you had prior engagements.
Oh, well,
I was respecting your privacy.
Lied to you all.
Oh, wow.
I'm broke.
Just wow. There it goes. You're just going to put it all out there.
Yeah. I told you. You told me before the show to come up with this one thing, and I told you I'm an open book. I don't know if I can do it. I feel like people just know a lot of everything about me.
There's something about you that nobody knows that you have to disclose on this episode.
I mean...
Yeah, you think about it. We don't have to do it right now.
I know, but I just can't.
I
cannot think of anything.
You have 58 minutes to figure it out.
Oh, God. So, I mean, I haven't seen you in so long. You took another trip around the sun since last time I've seen you. It's been you had a birthday.
I think we've all taken that same trip around the sun.
Yeah, but you've had a birthday. I haven't seen you since your birthday.
I know. And you wrote this really clever thing. Do you still have it?
I don't know. Maybe. I think I probably do. I don't know.
No, you got to find it.
I kind of go through weekly and get rid of shit that I don't have anymore, that I don't need.
You did that. Did you do that on the?
I don't have it anymore.
Did you do that on the?
I like my things to be prioritized.
I have it right here.
Oh yeah, and make sure you emphasize what I put in all caps, and the bold letters.
I heard that you've crossed some bridges. It's your laughter that's kidding me. And started another year. Celebrate with some champagne.
Oh.
And your age will be my little secret.
Keep going.
You're the coolest celebrity I've met thus far.
Uh-huh.
And I'm very proud to be able to call you a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, you black magic man.
Yeah, there it is.
She got them all in.
They're all Cavo songs, and then you're in that Santana group.
Yeah.
So I was like, well... I can't be Black Magic Woman, but we'll just be my Black Magic Man. Yeah, it was. How was your Christmas?
It was great. It was awesome.
How was your New Year's? Now that it's almost fucking Valentine's Day, what are you getting me, by the way?
My love. And I didn't do anything on New Year's. I was in the house. I think I watched Walker, the CW Walker thing.
I don't know what that
I got into that Texas Walker remake where he's younger and he's got a family. And
Walker, Texas Ranger?
Yeah. Now there's one that's a CW thing.
Oh.
And it's called Walker.
I don't have normal TV anymore, so.
Well, it's on, is it Paramount?
Oh, I have that. I have pretty much every fucking streaming platform except...
It's Paramount or HBO Max.
I don't have that one. I don't have that. Well, I just got rid of it.
It's on one of those. So, yeah, it's Walker. And he doesn't know karate or anything.
Well, if I'm watching TV lately...
Which kind of sucks because that's the whole thing was Texas Walker will kick you into the next episode.
Yeah, that was Chuck Norris.
Yeah. And this one, he doesn't really know. And it's... I've never seen so much drama in a family and so much crime in Austin, Texas. It seems like Austin, Texas is like North City because there's so much.
Don't say that.
There's so much going on in this small town of Austin, Texas in this television show. They've had militant groups. They've had the governor got blown up, assassinated.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy shit that you just go, there's no way that this is happening.
So like Charming on Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. 100%.
Teeny tiny town, but you know.
Yeah. Where you'd be like, if you lived in that town, you would move out because the odds of you staying alive for 1 year.
The club is keeping everyone safe, but everyone's after the club, man.
And yet I have 2 more episodes left until I've watched all 3 seasons.
Jules and I are going to Texas for the first time in March. And
where are you going?
Waco. We're going to visit my best friend, but I think it's Waco, I guess.
If you go to Waco, you have to go see the fixer-upper people's place.
Yes, she lives right down the street from them.
Fuck yeah! But you got to go to that
store.
big. You got to go to that big place.
With the silo and everything. Yeah, she lives right down the street from that. But the thing I'm most excited about is that she lives smack dab in the middle of downtown.
Smack dab.
Yes, and she is like. There's Whataburger right here and In-N-Out Burger right here. And I have never been to either one. So I'm like, okay, it's just going to be a burgers, booze, and best friends trip.
Yes.
It'll be great. No, I have had Whataburger.
And it's just Sonic. It tastes just like Sonic.
But I've never had In-N-Out, and I have to try it. I have to have it.
In-N-Out tastes like Shake Shack.
I have to have it, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just to say that I have.
Have you had Shake Shack?
Nope. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I ordered like $90 worth of food from Shake Shack.
So you got two burgers and two fries?
Yeah, like Five Guys.
Yeah.
You can't order Five Guys anymore. You kidding me?
Yeah.
I'll make my own damn burger.
Yeah. I remember Five Guys where you'd go to Five Guys and you'd get a sandwich, you get a burger and a fry. And they did that whole thing with French fries in your bag if you order like a one size, and then they give you like an extra fucking huge scoop.
Yeah, and then you pick the bag up and everything comes falling out because it's so fucking greasy.
Yeah, and then you
love that.
And then you realize,
yeah, and that's gonna come out my pores.
And then you realize that they're giving you fries because their burgers suck.
I do like watching them cut them right there in front of you though on their little.
Yeah, I mean the fries are the best thing.
Yeah, they're good.
But I will say that Shake Shack has the best burger around. Like Shake Shack's burger.
Somehow every damn week on this show, I think it's maybe because I'm here, we get sidetracked in food. Like it's
because we didn't talk about food last.
It's a solid food for like 20 minutes.
Well, let's not talk about food anymore.
Okay,
let's talk about what's going on in.
You know what? There's a lot of cool shit happening.
Is there though?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to bring up Mardi Gras, and I'm going to throw something.
Not Mardi Gras. That's in like 2 weeks. But I mean, this coming weekend is like the pet parade. That's fun.
Okay, that's the only good thing.
They have like the wiener dog derby and stuff.
That's the only cool thing.
Our really good friends do have a wiener dog, and I've been telling them to get little Frankie in this wiener dog derby. His name is Frankie.
Because he's a ballpark Frank?
Yeah, he's an all beef Frank, man. You got the comedy festival that's coming up on the 3rd. The Taste of Soulard.
That's cool.
Seafood.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm only interested in food things.
Well, that's all right. Soulard is only cool. I'm just not a Mardi Gras guy.
No, me either. We talked about this once before, and I just, since Tom and Jeff, I can't. It's just not the same. Not the same.
There you go.
Without giving out free drinks for tits, you know? There's no reason for me to go. None at all. So I have decided, new year, new me.
Yeah?
You know? I haven't seen you guys since last year.
So what are you going to do different this year?
I'm going to be much meaner.
Oh. Shit.
I'm just kidding.
Jules is leaving.
Is she?
She's packing up her shit.
Is she gone?
She's like, I'm about this bitch.
Got a blast.
Hey, why are you bringing out all those bags? Oh, that's her clothes. Oh.
It's in hefty bags, isn't it? Can't even spring for a damn JanSport. Jesus. No, I'm sorry I couldn't be here last week. I really missed it. I've missed being behind the mic. It's been different.
It's been different.
Yeah, like everyone's asking me, how's the podcast going? How's the show going? How's this going? I'm like, man, we've been on holiday hiatus, and
but we're back now.
You can listen to the reruns.
Yeah, but we're back now. We're gonna
re-listen to it, put our numbers up. Damn.
we're back, and we're adding some music elements, and we're gonna talk to some more artists, and we have an artist here with us today.
We do.
We have an amazing artist, musician. He is known on the St. Louis scene.
Yeah, I met him at the first. Was it the first one? I always get it mixed up. The first Ink Spot block party. I feel where you guys were together.
Like it was the second.
The second, then.
Yep.
Yeah, my first interview ever.
Yeah.
So it was the second Ink Spot block party. And yeah, you guys were performing. Anyway, this is Patrick Blair.
He goes by the name Rocky.
Oh, your name is, you would like to go by Rocky Rocky?
Rocky
I let him do it. It's fine.
Rocky. He's the artist Rocky.
That's it.
I get what you did there. It took me a second.
And this is me.
Yeah.
No, this is you.
That's the point. You know who would win in a game of rock, paper, scissors? Not me. You.
I know.
Anyway, Rocky.
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me, guys.
So when I first met you at the second Ink Spot Block Party, you were the vocalist for Killer Me, Killer You, which is probably who a lot of people my age, I'm 33, who a lot of people my age that were in the scene and everything would probably know you from, right? Because you guys were bigger. Well, not you, because you're whatever.
You were in the
What
band.
am I short? I'm small.
You don't get to be a part of this.
Basically saying I'm small, like I'm Gary Coleman over
has
here.
his
What kind of crap is
fucking
that?
irons and so many
Yeah,
fires
sure.
these days. But like, that's who I knew you from when Joe brought up your name. I was like, I know that fucking name. Where do I know it from? Oh, right. Killer Me, Killer You. Ink Spot Block Party, which was such a fun time.
It was
Anyway.
a blast.
Anyway.
And then,
So what are you doing now?
well, wait, you're skipping over his second rendition. Monster Eats Manhattan.
Monster Eats Manhattan. Yes.
Another fucking awesome band.
Ton of bands.
Ton of bands?
I've been in a ton of bands.
How many?
I don't know. Too many.
Two hands?
Too many.
Two hands, one foot?
One hand.
One hand.
It's still too many.
That's a lot of
You
bands.
just make one work and just be
Yeah,
done
that's
with
a
it.
lot of bands.
But
That's
you're
too-
dealing with so many different so many different people.
Yeah.
And as musicians, we're all pains in the asses, and everybody has their
We
own
suck.
ideas.
Band guys suck.
Yeah,
I say it all the time.
100%.
Been saying it to my wife for 10 years.
We're selfish,
Yeah.
and music is more important than a lot of things that shouldn't be. And
You know what?
Yeah.
I feel like if that's your passion, music, then it should be more important. It should be like the most important thing to you.
it is to
And you-
musicians, and then that causes problems because people aren't on the same.
Well, you got to find a partner that's with you
I agree.
on that journey.
I agree. 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Anyway.
I think like any other passion, you need to be able to sell it in a way that people understand. And some people just don't get it. You know, I mean, somebody tries to tell me they're passionate about cooking. I'm like, well, you got to show me, right? So you have to prove it.
Right.
Easier said than done, but you know, it's fun along the way, I guess. I don't know. you have your memories, but yeah, nonetheless.
So what are you doing these days? What's new with you? What's the haps with good old Rocky?
Yeah, no, so I've just been doing solo stuff. It's been amazing. We were talking before, I joke, but kind of serious at the same time. If I had known then, back in those days, Killer Me, Killer You days, what I know now, I just would have done it by myself the entire time. But I didn't. I always relied on other people to kind of make the machine work. And the pandemic hit and I was bored and my first kid was on the way and I was just like, I can't believe I'm not playing music. This is ridiculous. What am I doing?
Your first kid, so you have a baby.
I have two. So I have a
So you
3-year-old.
have a toddler and a baby.
I do. Yeah. I have a 3-year-old and a 10-month-old.
That's a lot.
It's fun. Well, I slept an hour last night, so if I look like a zombie, it's real.
Oh, my
I am
God.
a zombie. But you make it work. But
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Well, congrats
Thank you.
on both
fun, yeah.
children.
Kids aren't in your future.
Hell no.
Jules is like, yeah,
That's why we got married. No way. I am way too selfish for kids.
That's, it's funny. I used to be that way.
I like my sleep.
I think until you have kids, right? And then
So you
everything
have
changes.
kids, and I hate it when people said that to me too. They're like, everything's gonna change. I'm like, no, it's not. It's gonna be fine. And to be honest with you, my wife and I always joke about it. We haven't changed as people, as far as what we believe, what we like to do to have fun, everything. But with the kids around, you do change a few things.
Your priorities change.
It changes, but we're the same people. And so I would always, I would get annoyed especially when a family member would do it. And I'd be like, would you shut up? You forget that I've known you for 20 years. Like, what are you talking about? But it's fun.
Yeah. Well, good for you. I mean, hey, to each their own.
We don't need to talk
I mean,
about kids.
To each their own. Yeah. I love kids. I am just too selfish for them, and I like to give them back. We have 2 nephews, a 7-year-old and a 3-year, almost 4-year-old, and they are assholes. I love them, but they are assholes.
I'm raising 2 assholes, trust
And
me.
I love to give them back. I love to play with them and do fun stuff. But then at the end of the day, I'm like, hell yeah, I can sleep till 10 a.m. I can go out to brunch if I want. Yeah. Anyway.
Well, the funny thing about your Rocky and how I saw you again, because the pandemic, probably before the pandemic, I think when Cabo stopped being as active, I think I kind of removed myself from the scene a bit because I didn't go out anymore. I wasn't doing things. I was sitting in my house and I was having some marital issues and all kinds of stuff. So I lost base with a lot of the bands and people that I was hanging around with when Cabo was active. Not that we're not active, but we were more involved in the scene than we had been. And I was just on, I guess it was on Facebook or something. And then I was flipping through stuff, and then one of your videos popped up, and I listened to it, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Who is this?
Oh.
Because I didn't know who Rocky was.
Yeah. It's kind of a mystery still.
Ooh.
I'm glad you guys had me in so we could clear the air.
Well, sorry, we'll have to edit that out.
So the funny thing was I clicked and I kept clicking and then I was like, oh, that's holy shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking badass. And I'm like, dude, is this like a new band? Like, what's he doing? And then I started watching, I found you on Instagram, I guess, and I started following you. Because I guess for some reason, is it a new Instagram or did you change something or?
It's brand new. Yeah.
Okay.
I just created it for the project.
Because I was like, I'm not following Patrick. Like,
oh yeah. No, it's not my personal.
Right.
Yeah,
I was like, wait a second. And then I'm like, oh fuck. And then that's why I called him. I was like, we gotta have him on. Like his stuff is fucking badass.
Thank you, man.
Like his shit's killing it. And
Too nice.
So what like style of music are you doing?
Oh man. I call it pop rock. I mean, I haven't really, I don't have a direction with it. I just write a song, and if I like it enough to want to go record it, I do it. I really don't. Once we were talking about this too. Once I involve other people, like to start playing live, which is kind of in the works now, maybe it will change a little bit as far as the cohesiveness of having a group of guys in a room or a group of individuals in a room and start writing together. I don't even know if that's going to happen. The people that I'm working with now are like, hey, we just want to do that stuff. Forget about a band and like we all want to do our own thing and we all have ideas. It's just like, we'll just do that. I'm like, well, thank you. That's kind, but easier said than done.
That's always kind of intrigued me too, like with solo artists, like say, I don't know, like MGK.
Huh?
Okay, first person that comes to mind. Like he's a solo artist, but he also has, a guitar player and a bassist and a drummer that travel with him everywhere. So why?
they're touring musicians.
Right.
Can I tell you something really cool about him, though?
I am very ignorant to the music subject. If anyone has listened to the podcast, everyone knows I just ask questions because I have no fucking idea.
Sure.
But like, so how come that's not considered a band, and how come he's just considered like a solo artist?
That is a great question. And I was going to say, so one thing I really love about him, when I saw him live...
Well, I'm talking about you though. Like,
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't finish. I got distracted. So like you, with your solo stuff, do you have like a bassist and like a drummer, or is it mostly just like mixed on a laptop or computer or like digital stuff?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So any song that I put out, I've done all myself.
Okay.
So I've, electronic drums, so programmed drums, but all the other instruments, vocals, me.
Okay.
With the exception of the first two songs I did, I included an old band member to play bass because he was bored and we were just talking, and I was like, hey, come to the studio and just lay down some bass. But yeah.
If you ever toured, would you take that person with you to tour? Or take Pookie?
I would, Good save.
See, I'm thinking of you.
Thank you.
I'm thinking of you always.
He can handle it.
Anyway.
But no, it's funny you brought up MGK. He does a really cool thing, and I don't know if he still does it because I haven't seen him live in a couple of years. But he calls he when he's on stage and he's playing, he says, "We're Machine Gun Kelly." He doesn't say, "I'm Machine Gun Kelly." I really love that. I've always respected it because he respects those guys behind him. Because without them,
well,
what
yeah,
is he?
and I've always kind of thought that too. And even there's an artist that is considered a solo, Nothing Nowhere. I don't know if you know
Yeah, I know
who that is. But he does everything himself too. I think he might have a drummer, maybe. I don't know. But I've always just wondered about that. Like if there's different musicians that go with solo artists or if it's always the same, like quote unquote band. I don't know.
I think members sometimes change. It
Like, are
depends
they
on-
hired
Yeah, they're
per
hired.
there's
date?
hired guns. And,
Most of
yeah,
those
for
guys
sure.
are hired guns.
Hired guns?
Yeah, that's what they call them. Hired guns or
That's the
touring
industry
machinists.
term.
Or
Oh, yeah.
machinists.
Yeah, super
touring musicians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do they have to do like rehearsals or just
Yeah.
know the music when they get to the show? Or
Yeah, like the guys when we toured with Daughtry, Daughtry has a writing team, and some of those guys in the band help write songs. But he hires a band. He hires those guys, and they play the music, and they are a part of Daughtry until they're not.
Did you know that Daughtry is Lois Griffin's favorite singer? I've been watching a lot of Family Guy lately.
Jesus.
I love Daughtry.
The cool thing about being a solo artist is, if you're a signed solo artist is, the money is yours. Whereas, like bands like my band Cavo, it's split in half.
Well, shit,
Or
if I
not
was
in
a
half.
solo art, I'd be, if I was a
Split
musician,
by
I'd be
4.
solo too.
Yeah. And
I'd keep all that shit to myself.
well, and
yeah.
you're always on the same page, like, with Cavo on our record Bridges, which is some people's favorite and some people hate it. But it's that record where, when you can see where people have a different view. Me and the guitar player Chris had a different view of what we thought the band should be doing. And the struggles we faced doing that record, which allowed us to come up with some really cool shit. But like with The Poor, when we started that band, we all made a decision, if you're going to be in this band, the vocalist is the most important thing, and the melody, and doesn't make a difference what you're playing. It's not important. And I think that's why that band, that first record, In the Midst of Lions, came out the way it did. There was no arguing. It was like if the vocals and the melody worked, that's what was important. No one's going to walk away singing a bass line or a drum line or a guitar part. So it was all about the vocals. If you can get a cohesive group of members of a band to agree to that, shit runs smooth, and being a solo artist, you don't have to worry about the bass player wanting to make sure his bass is louder,
Right.
or, the guitar player, my solo needs to be, or not that, Cavo was like that, or not like The Poor was like that, or what have you, but that's what happens a lot of times when you have bands, and why bands break up, because musicians are very passionate, and
That gets tricky too, I feel like.
yeah.
All of the bands that I've been friends with who have been successful or mildly successful, had record deals, whatever the case may be, most of them have had it's been one or two guys that write the music. It has not been 5 guys in a room. I was always in a situation where it was like everyone wanted their opinion, and it's tough. It's tough. It's just egos, and people get their feelings hurt, and
It's
you
tough.
spend more time bickering and bitching about bullshit than you do writing music, and it's
tough
pain in the ass.
navigating it for sure. But Cavo, we had everybody gets an equal share. The first record was written by someone comes with an idea, and we write around it. And the second record, I think the second record with us is what kind of caused the start. It was the earthquake that caused the tsunami of the second record. And that was because Thick as Thieves, we didn't write Thick as Thieves by ourselves. We co-wrote that whole record with other writers. And they wanted us to write a rock record. So there was a lot of songs that didn't make the record because they just weren't rock enough.
Now, in your experience, okay, you said it's a lot of egos, a lot of bullshit. So, any of the work that you've ever done, like with multiple, like Monster Eats Manhattan, was that just you or was that like a whole band?
No, that was a band.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say with like Killer Me, Killer You, Monster Eats Manhattan, did just one person write music or, okay. So if multiple people are writing music in a band and let's say you have a 4-piece band and 3 people are writing music, do they want more of a share than the 4th person who's not? Like, do they want more money and more entitlement, I should say?
I would go
than
more
that?
entitlement.
Yeah.
Never made
okay.
any fucking money, so that's
Well,
Did you guys do copyright?
Yeah,
let's say hypothetically there's money involved.
You're right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was an entitlement thing for sure. For sure. But it's funny, you brought up Monster Eats Manhattan, and that's what kind of led to Rocky for me is that band. Again, we were talking about this before you got here, but that band, we went out, we recorded, I mean, it's some of the most like music I'm most proud of is an EP. We went out to LA to record.
That's an extended play, by the way.
Real producer who was going to co-write with us, and it was a whole big deal. Like we signed a deal, and it was like this thing. And I went out to LA by myself to do the vocals. I wasn't there.
And this is Monster Eats Manhattan. Okay.
I did the vocals by myself. The band wasn't there, so I was locked in a room with the producer. We're just let's do vocals, and it was the best experience I've ever had. And the music that came out of that is again some of the music I'm most proud of, but we never played it live. The band just stopped after we were done. And it was one of those things, it almost felt like we needed the bitching and the bickering and the bullshit. And we didn't have that.
Right.
Because the label was like, no, he's a part of it. Go out there, get it done. No bullshit. And it was kind of like, it was almost like everybody was like, something's missing here. What's missing?
The conflict. I think it's all of that's what it is.
Well, I mean, there is art in the conflict. I think, again, with Cavo, we had the understanding that it doesn't matter. We're a family and we're splitting things equally. Where our problem came into... But that's you guys, though.
Yeah. That's you guys.
It's not common.
Right.
Like even
that's what I'm saying.
Even the label was like, really? But that's just, we made that decision. We're
if
all
the Lord
in this
puts you through it, he'll get you through it.
Right. We were like, we're all in this together. I think where our struggles came in was where do we go next? What direction do we go in? Because the rock didn't work for us on the second record. And so there's 2 different visions, and that was hard to navigate. But we did.
Oh, perfect. Pause.
Trying to remember where you were.
Can someone find me tickets to the Eagles? Anyway, go ahead.
No, we struggled navigating what direction to go on the next record, just because I think that for us, it was, well, we did what someone else told us to do, and it didn't work. So now it's back on our plate, and we have to figure it out. And where the band's direction goes really came down to me and Chris, I think, trying to navigate our influences and stuff. Yes.
Sorry, here's a question, and I have to get out of my head before I lose it. Okay, so you're in a million bands, or you have been in a million bands. You were in 2 bands. Well, on one hand, bands.
More than 2. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you just said you wrote some music. You guys all wrote music, but it hadn't been played live for Monsters in Manhattan, Monster Eats Manhattan, Eats Manhattan. And now you do a solo project. So could you take the music that hadn't been played live and call it your own? Or would everyone have to sign off on that? I know that's a slippery slope, but like I said, I don't know. I'm ignorant to the subject.
Legally, he can play anything he wants.
I could play anything I want live.
Okay.
Couldn't record it.
You could re-record it.
You could re-record it.
Okay.
But he can't use the versions that are recorded because those are owned by the label.
Right.
Right. I'm not saying the versions that are recorded. So like if you went out and did a solo tour, you could do Monster Eats Manhattan stuff.
Yep.
Sure.
Killer Me, Killer You stuff.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Casey could hire a band.
But I could.
Well,
Yeah, Casey could hire a band and play anything Cavo he wants.
what if it was okay with your old bandmates if you used it for your own?
I probably still wouldn't, to be honest. Only because.
Now, why? Yeah, why?
Only because, well, I'm an asshole. I'm a liar. So actually,
Me too.
I'll say this: Mod Streets Manhattan, I wouldn't. Only because that music is. It was such a cool experience, and it's kind of sacred to the time, and I had such a good time doing it, and it's kind of its own thing. I wouldn't want to do it with that. However, the second song I recorded for Rocky Rocky was an old Killer Me, Killer You song that we never recorded.
Okay.
I wrote 80% of it, so I just took it and I said, fuck it. They never wanted to record it. I'm going to do it myself.
Yeah.
And I did it.
That was kind of my question.
And it was kind of funny. I saw, after it had been released, probably 2 months later, I saw one of the guys at a show and he goes, hey, man. Oh, yeah? That's all I said. And I was like, oh, Jesus, man. I guess you didn't like it? I don't know. What's going on here? He's like, no, it's cool. It's cool that you did that. That song should have come out a long time ago. I'm like, okay, well, I did it. So,
well,
sorry.
no, because you were just saying you had gone to LA and you recorded some stuff that was really great. So I just didn't know if anyone had ever heard it or not.
So we released it. Yeah, no, it got released. It was out. And it actually, there were a lot of cool things that happened once it was released. We just never played a show after that. That was the thing. There was just so much band turmoil. We just couldn't get it together. And we had a lot of things lined up. And it's just one of those weird things with bands. It just kind of just died.
Yeah. So what about now as a solo artist? Do you do shows and stuff?
He's working on it.
I'm working on it. Yeah, I haven't
work
yet.
Work harder. Be better.
I know, right?
Wow.
No, she's right.
I told you. New year, new me. I'm meaner.
Wow.
I'm just kidding, but I want to hear some of your stuff. Actually, we're going to play something by you, right?
Gonna be the one to show you
Yeah.
how the world can change.
Yeah.
I wanna be the one to tell you to go after your dreams. So I hold you close and I won't let go. And to tell you to
Very emo.
who you wanna be.
I'll take it.
I love it.
You don't have to wait for a hero to come. Here I am, and I will fight for you till I can't fight anymore. You don't have to.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not. That's how you can tell it's a fucking badass song.
But
Give me some on that
but who does it sound like? Why am I fucking thinking Daughtry right now? Because we just talked about Daughtry.
shit. Probably. But that's when you can tell it's a well-written song. Because you go, and it's got all the elements of a fucking great song. So you think it sounds familiar. That's a songwriting trick right there, dude.
Being nice.
So you do all of this yourself?
Most of it.
Oh, I liked that.
Of course you did, because it's fucking awesome.
I have a plane ride on Sunday, so maybe I'll listen to some more. Are you on Spotify?
Yep.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Rocky
That's
Rocky?
That's what I was
everywhere.
playing.
Cool. Right on. Yeah, that was good. I liked that.
And then
Thank
the
you.
other one is Time.
I
Is
like
Running Out.
that.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
I hate fucking Spotify.
I hate Spotify too.
Are you on Apple Music?
Yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, it's everywhere.
You're on all streaming platforms?
Yeah, it should be.
Just like us. We're streaming on all platforms. Anywhere you listen to your podcast.
Anywhere you want to get it.
We're on Spotify. We're on Pandora, iHeartRadio, frickin' Apple Podcast.
In fact, whoever's in Wichita blowing that, I mean, Wichita, Kansas, for
Wichita!
for some reason is a hot spot.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I mean, I don't know what else you got to do in Wichita, but I know you like the gay and you like the bass player. We love you, Wichita. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Really, Wichita?
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was like overseas.
Well, we have three.
We're big in Europe.
overseas, but they're not red. Like Wichita is like a bright red. I mean, but everything else is just. I mean, it's spotted.
In Kansas? Or like all over the United States?
Did you have someone on with Wichita ties or what?
Did we?
It's possible.
I know Jeff lives in like
He lives in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah. Huh. Weird. Maybe I don't know. I guess someone who was on has a lot of. Speaking of people who were on, I just want to bring up real quick, Retro Champ. He played at one of our friends' parties over the summer, and we had mentioned something to him in passing, like, oh yeah, you got to come back and play our friend's Sweet 16, our cousin's Sweet 16. And he texted me yesterday morning, and he was like, hey, my schedule's clear in April if you still want me to play. Oh, who remembers that shit, a busy guy like that? Come on.
He's awesome.
What a sweet fellow. And he said, tell my friend Jules I said hello. I'm like, oh my God. I hope you're that sweet, because now I have your number.
Uh-oh.
Okay. I try.
I want you to text me in 6 months and ask me about my wife, okay?
I will. Gotcha. You got to ask me about my kids, though.
Your kids and your dogs.
Yeah.
Your 3-year-old and your 10-month-old. What are their names? Boys?
2 boys, yeah.
Whoa.
Clyde and Royce.
Clyde and Royce. Strong fucking name.
You're not listening to the next song.
Sorry. Now, is this just you, or is this...
What happens when we all just give into the pen? Do we get a second chance, or do we fade away? We gotta get this right. We gotta get our own tonight. We gotta get this right. We gotta live a better life. Time and time again, we all get buried by the shame. If you don't fight me, you're the one to blame. If I lay here long enough, maybe time will give it up. Am I running down the road anywhere? 'Cause this hold it's got on me is the alarm it's got to be. Maybe life ain't all about. Time is running now.
Okay. It's very like, and I'm not just saying this because you're in the room. It's very like Story of the Year. Cavo
Yeah.
had a love child.
I'll take it. I appreciate that.
Very good shit.
Like,
And that's just you by yourself,
Yeah.
doing everything.
I mean,
Not the drums. The drums
the
are
drums,
programmed.
not
but
the
yeah,
drums.
Yeah.
the signs of an extremely talented individual is someone that can take, like you said, you thought that the other song was a song that you'd heard before.
Mm-hmm. Not something I've heard before. It just sounded like
Familiar.
something I would hear.
Yes. That's the thing. A well-written song reminds you of something, but it's new.
Yeah.
You go, oh, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Why do I like this? And then you start thinking, it reminds me of, and then you go, it doesn't remind me of something, but it does remind me of something. There's a familiarity with it because it's hitting on all the elements that you like.
Mm-hmm.
Signs of a hit song. That's all I'm saying.
How long does it take you to, what's the word I'm looking for? Publish, record like a song?
Depends on how good you are.
Okay, say you've already written the song and you're doing everything yourself, except the drums. How long does it take you to like mix that and get it all perfected, ready for Spotify?
That's a good question because I was going to say, yeah, I do everything. I play all the instruments, do that stuff, but it's under the guidance of talented engineers, producers, whatever you want to say. So like the first 2 songs I did was with Dan Marcello from Story of the Year. Mm-hmm. He's awesome. He's the best person to record with ever because it's like,
we've never recorded with him.
You should, dude. It's so much fun. He's just a fun guy. And then
love him, love the guy to death. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
great.
all those guys are.
But then the rest of the songs I recorded with an incredibly talented dude named Gerald Dusick. He was in City Avenue. You remember City Avenue?
I don't.
You remember New Translation?
Yes.
He was in New Translation.
Okay.
Incredible songwriter, producer, engineer, whatever you want to call it. So it's under the guidance of them, meaning they're in the room with me. They're having me play everything. And so to answer your question, it just depends on the song, to be honest with you. I also hate myself. So I'm constantly beating myself up when I'm in the studio.
You're your own biggest critic.
100%.
Right.
It's bad.
As you should be.
It's to the point where they're like, hey, man, it's good.
That's like me when I listen to the show, but I'm just fucking talking. I couldn't imagine playing 5 instruments.
Yeah, it's not. It's
and be like, oh no,
it's
no,
it's
I'm
mainly
done.
with
I quit.
vocal. It's mainly with vocals. The instruments, you can. Because I don't consider myself like a player of anything. I played guitar since I was 8, but I would never call myself a guitar player. Would never do it.
Even though you are.
Yeah, but I mean, but
Listen
with
to Pooks hyping you up. Yeah, our hype man over here.
You know, he's
I respect him. He's
buttering me
the
up
music-
all night. I appreciate
The music, he's writing some amazing music.
I don't
He's
know.
always been in great bands, and he's one of those guys. He reminds me of like a Jack Weesey who is just super talented.
Super talented.
You're just as talented as he is.
I haven't
and it's
heard
like,
that name in a long time. Where is he? We should have got both
Love
y'all in
Jack.
here today.
Oh, I would've
Yeah,
loved
it's
that.
like these guys.
There's just something different about somebody who can actually like do every piece
Yeah.
and like record a song themselves
Yeah.
without having a band.
Yeah, I
Now,
don't.
There's musicians and then there's musicians.
Right.
Yes.
Right. I don't understand it. I'm not a creative person when it comes to musical talent. You know, hell no, I couldn't
Yeah.
do it. So like watching, my uncle is very creative. You know, he could sit and play every instrument on both hands while drawing a picture with his foot, you know, and I just don't understand that. That's insane to me. That's like, you guys should get a fucking medal or something. I don't get it. How many instruments can you play?
Bass and guitar. That's it.
Really?
Yep.
Just like string stuff?
Yep.
Can you play like the ukulele?
I mean,
Banjo?
I probably could.
Anything
Like
with strings?
I mean, I'd have
Pretty
to sit
much.
down and. Well, no, I can't play violin. I couldn't play. I mean, there's strings that instruments I can play. I'm just going to stick with guitar and bass.
I bet you could play the flute.
Ha ha! That's a throwback. That's what that is. That's a throwback.
I can play the recorder. Hot cross buns. I can fuck with that. But that's about it. Yeah, I just don't know how you do what you do. That's insane. So like when you go out and do shows, would you just
He'd have a band. He'd hire a band to play.
Yeah, I would get some.
it's
you know,
still
people
just
to
so
play.
confusing for me.
What's so confusing?
I don't know. I don't
So
know.
he would hire guys, a bass player who would play the bass line, a couple of guitar
So
players
you
to play, and a drummer, and then they would
Okay.
rehearse what they heard.
well, you guys get to his little basement and
Yeah.
get it going
There it
because
is.
I want to hear some more of that. Or, you know, I mean, the Ink Spot Block Party is.
Is it coming back, by the way?
It is.
It's coming.
It is. I just got confirmation from Big Dave. They are definitely doing it this year.
Sending him a text.
Yep.
Also
Telling him I'm
talked-
going to
Absolutely.
And I gave him another invite to come back on the show, and he didn't
Yep.
he didn't commit or anything, but I would expect he'd come back. I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got to. He said Robbie takes care of all of the scheduling and shit.
Right,
but
right.
I think that was Joel from Inimical who does all that.
I don't know. He just texted me the other day and said Robbie took care of it. But
Joel ran production one year, and I don't think I've ever seen him so stressed. Joel's usually like a fun-loving, happy-go-lucky. I've never seen him that
This
stressed.
the most fun I had was when I worked backstage and I was helping the bands get things on and off. I wanted to help.
That's your gig,
big-
huh?
What's that?
You like doing stuff like that, though.
Yeah, it was.
I want to work backstage.
I-
I want to get.
Yeah, dude, it
on
was
and off.
it was cool
I'll
because
just hold out my hands. Here, give me what you have.
it was
here.
it was cool because I was just trying to help out Dave and Robbie, and they had. I guess that was the year Victor was
Oh, I remember that.
running it, and he had a very strict regiment there.
Yeah.
So they needed help getting things off and on stage. So I volunteered to help because, yes, you know, when you're a kid and you're playing your first show or your fifth show or whatever, your family's there and your friends are there, and that's the worst thing in the world is you get done playing and then you're being forced to grab all your shit and put it into place. And I said, let me be that guy. I'll grab their stuff and put it in wherever you tell me where it goes.
It's like a stripper getting off the stage and having to go grab her own dollar bills.
Yeah.
You don't want that.
Yeah. So,
Come on.
but I had the most fun because I got to see there were a couple of bands knew who I was and was super excited to talk to me, but they were like, holy shit, he's grabbing my shit. And I'm like, dude, go do what you got to do. I got this. Let's get your shit off stage. And then it was just having a conversation with him. Like, you know, what'd you think? Was it fun? Did you have fun? Mm-hmm. And to see what I used to be like as a kid, to play a show and the excitement of it all, I miss that, you know, like it was cool to see some of these because there were a couple of young, and then they were of course bands who'd been through the ringer and done it, you know. But it was the few young bands that were, you know, it was their second or third show, and it was just so cool to see the excitement and, you know, see their parents out there or their friends going, "Holy shit, Jimmy's fucking killing it," you know. It was just great to be a part of.
How was your show? When was that? 2 weeks ago?
I was fine.
Fine.
Yeah. No,
It was fine.
It was a private engagement. We sold out the gosh, I forgot the ballroom at. They're gonna kill me. So I'm in a
Sheldon.
The Sheldon. That's it. The ballroom at the Sheldon.
Santana.
I'm also in a Buena Vista Social Club and Gypsy Kings band. It's a Latin Cuban.
Wait, so what is
Afro-Cuban
Gypsy
type
Social?
music.
What's your Santana band?
That's called Black Magic.
Oh, okay.
The Santana Experience.
This was the Buena Vista.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Well, good thing I didn't go then, because I don't know who the fuck that
it's
gypsy whatever it
Afro-Cuban.
is.
You'd love it. It's Afro-Cuban music, and it was great.
I was talking about going, but then I was working and couldn't make it.
Have you ever heard of La Dame Blanc?
No.
La Dame Blanc.
But it was Afro-Cuban. Yeah. It was a great show. It was our first one, and we did great.
When is your next Santana?
February 3rd. We talked about that.
Well, all I see is Gypsy Social.
On what?
February 3rd.
They're playing it as well. We're
Oh,
both-
so you
both
have
bands.
two. You're double booked.
Yeah.
Doubling it up. Look at this guy.
Hey, you got to chill out.
Hey,
Listen,
I better get paid twice, Aaron.
you better chill out, Pooks. Mr. Fall Down the Stairs. I don't know if y'all are on the Facebooks or not, but I'm about to share it on my page.
Are you gonna?
I'm about to share that video. There was
put the one with Chris on it too, because that shit had me rolling.
do a side by side, Joe.
Okay.
Do a side by side.
It's yeah. I think I have it.
Chris-
I do. I should. Have.
Chris from Cabo and El Scorcho and Pookie both took a tumble in that ice storm we had the other day. Chris disappeared into the darkness. And Pookie fell down he fell down the steps hard. And mind you, Pookie just had fucking open heart surgery, right? So this man is still like, you know,
It was fun.
you should like still be taking it easy, in my opinion.
I was trying to take it easy, and
Yeah, but
nature,
you're gonna play back-to-back fucking shows on the 3rd.
that
Cute.
shit's easy.
It's on Saturday.
It's
Scott Gherkin's.
yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah.
DVs.
Yeah.
Oh
He
my
commented
God.
On your post. That's why I bring it up. And,
Let's make a 3-way then.
Right. we need a Scott Gherkin face plant, too.
Yeah, he had the face plant. I didn't have the face plant, but
Oh man, yeah. I mean, yours still looked bad. You didn't happen to fall in the ice storm, did you? And have it on video?
I did not. No. Damn. No. Not me.
Damn.
Chris is.
I stayed inside.
I did too. I didn't go outside at all.
He slipped and he literally.
He went down the driveway.
Yeah.
So long, farewell.
into the dark.
Some like paranormal activity.
Good
shit.
night, St.
Yeah.
Louis.
That's funny.
That shit had me rolling.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, damn, what a fun time. I miss this. I got to come back and do this more often.
Yeah, next week. Next week.
Yeah, I got to come back and do this more often. Damn.
Next
Yeah.
week.
Who do we have on next week?
It's an old drummer friend of mine.
An old drummer friend of yours. Does his name rhyme with? I don't know. What? Well, who is it?
It's Butch. His name is Butch.
Just how I like my women. Just kidding.
So Butch and I. This one. Butch and I were in a band. Butch was in my band Mind Over Soul and my band Vibe Tribe. So back in the day before I played rock, I played
How many bands have you been in? 14?
a lot.
More than 14?
Probably around there or more.
What'd you say? 2 hands and 1 foot?
But yeah, we played R&B funk, and Vibe Tribe was a neo soul band. And I'll send music to you for you to play because you can't find it anywhere, so I'll have to send
Yeah.
it to you.
I can't even find Rocky's stuff anywhere. I just kept pulling up Adrian.
He's on
We'll have to
Spotify.
post-
He's on everywhere you can stream music.
I
Rocky
know.
Music, Rocky
I'm not good
STL.
with technology, man. man.
You can follow him on Facebook.
And we will be posting
Instagram.
links for his stuff on our page as well, on our
Awesome.
Audio Inc. page.
Appreciate it.
For sure.
Thank you.
And if you're looking for some music, looking for a great band or a great musician, artist, he should be out hopefully sometime this summer playing some shows.
Yeah, let's
Hopefully.
hope so.
See how I put that out there for you? I
Let's
put it
hope
out there
so.
for you, so now
Thank
you
you.
have to do it. You can't make Pookie a liar.
I don't want to do that to you, man.
You're the
We're
liar
trying.
here, remember?
We're working. I am. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I know
This one over here.
Yeah, at least, Dave said we're doing the block party, so get a hold of him.
I learned of
Or
that
Robbie,
because of
whatever.
your show. You guys had him on, and
Oh, yeah.
someone brought it up, and it wasn't even. Someone mentioned it to me. They were like, "Hey, is the block party coming back?" I'm like, "I have no idea." They're like, "It was on this podcast." I'm like, "Well, what podcast?" And then I watched. So
Someone
I immediately was
listens!
like, yeah. You got listeners. You got listeners. But I immediately was like, I'm gonna text Dave and be like, "Hey, I'll
Did
be
someone
there."
call you from Wichita?
It was
I know
not.
they
It
did.
was Topeka.
Topeka.
So yeah, I'm gonna text Dave.
Yes, as you should, because I feel like we need another like super fucking heavy hard rock, awesome, big St. Louis talent Ink Spot block party again.
I agree.
I'm in.
Yeah, I would
agree.
love that. Like blow everyone's fucking
The
minds
best
this
time
year.
ever. There's so many of those were just so much fun.
Since 2020, everything's been so fucking weird. 2024, it's over. Let's do it. Let's get back to it. We're over it.
I'm with you.
Pandemic who? Now.
2023 did suck for me. I'm going to put that out there.
So let's get back to it.
Well, the last part of 2023.
Well, did it though? Because look at you. You're alive. And you're healthy. And you're not looking as pale.
Did I look pale before?
Yes.
Did I?
Yeah. My dad even called me and said, "That Pookie man, he looks like shit." I was like, "Oh."
Which is not the color pale.
Yeah. I'm the pale one in the group, okay?
All right.
Me. I'm the pasty princess, okay? You are the black magic man, and you were almost my color. Spooky Pookie.
Spooky Pookie.
You look good, though. You look like you've been putting back on some muscle mass.
I'm trying. I'm back in the gym.
Bringing the black back. I like it.
I'm bringing sexy back. Kara don't know what she...
Where's Kara? I don't know. Where's Kara? I'm back. I'm here. I'm right here.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I need you. You're my... We vibe really well off each other.
We vibe, baby. And if you want to listen to more of us, we're streaming on all platforms where you get your podcasts. Audio Inc. STL. And if you want to sponsor us, help keep these lights on, please. They're flickering.
And our internet running.
And our internet, please. All the Wi-Fi, all of it. audioincstl@gmail.com, and we will send you an email back with the info on how to sponsor us and bring in more cool people and tell them to play cool shows and harass them for a fucking hour.
So next time we have you in, we'll get a live performance out of you, maybe.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Gotta.
Yeah.
I mean, he does everything on his own anyway.
So maybe in
I'll drum
You're
for
being
you.
too nice.
I'll drum for you.
maybe in a couple of months, 2 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Have you come back and then
do it.
we'll set up a.
And Joel and I are going to work on a scat album. So
Oh yeah,
maybe
right.
you can be part of that.
That's right. I don't know if you've heard her scatting ability.
Yep.
More, please.
That's it. Sorry.
That's it.
That's it. Album comes out
I
next
gotta
summer.
pay.
Next summer.
All right, cool. I'm with you.
Sorry.
That's fine.
She's doing collabs with people, but she's very selective.
It was Joel's idea.
yes. She said no to Cabo already. She said nah.
Yeah, Casey tried to pull me up on stage. I said, "Listen, man. Listen, I haven't had my honey tea.
You're not ready for this.
I'm not ready." Jesus.
Oh, was it that we weren't ready or you're not ready?
You guys aren't ready.
Oh, that's what I thought you were saying.
You're not fucking
Yeah, you're not
ready.
You ain't ready for this shit. You do a little more playing and get a little more comfortable.
Please follow us on our socials where we post when we are posting our next show, our guests, our upcoming guests, everything coming up around St. Louis. Our Facebook is Audio Inc. Our YouTube is Audio Inc. STL. Instagram, Twitters. Do we have the Twitters? We have the Twitters.
We don't have Twitter.
Whatever.
It's called X.
Whatever.
I refuse to call it.
I'm 33 years old. It's still Twitter to
I
me.
refuse to call it.
I don't even have a Twitter. It's a Twitter, whatever. Twat-ever.
Whatever.
Whatever.
This
Audio Inc. STL. We are on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. We do release our episodes every Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Why did you add an A to that?
6 p.m. I don't know. I was feeling very Southern.
Well, keep that Southern shit to yourself. Anything you want to plug?
No, just go check me out, Rocky. You can find it anywhere, YouTube, all the streaming platforms. Go check it out.
Well, good luck on YouTube.
It's there. I don't know what to tell you. I sent you the link.
We're going to make sure we add a couple of links for everyone to check out.
Yeah, please.
Rocky stuff.
I'll share it on my page, on my personal page. You share it on your personal page. Have Cabo people share it too.
And should you be inclined to be one of those boomers that still buys music, you can also buy it too. But
What?
God knows no one does that anymore.
Tell me about it.
Gotta bring it up.
I'm gonna get in a whole nother can of worms. We gotta go. I'll ask you off the air.
Uh-oh.
Well, thank you so much for welcoming me back, even though I've been gone for so long.
No, you're part of this.
I know.
You can't go anywhere.
Thank you so much to our guest, Rocky today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sitting tight with us through our technical difficulties. It's been great, though.
All
we had a
good.
great time.
I was glad to be here.
Well, thank you. Thank you, guys. We will see you next week. I'm Care the Lesbian. That is...
Pookie motherfucking Jones, and this is the Audio Inc. podcast.
Ka-chow!
Good job.